What's up? This is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about the legend Manny Pacquiao and, of all people, the newly redeemed Conor Benn. Really quick, if you like the videos, if you like the channel, please take the time right now to subscribe if you have not already done so. If you have, thank you. And if you have done so recently, welcome. Also, if you could hit that thumbs up button, it really does help support this channel. There are a lot of things that I want to do in the future, and that takes your support and you just grinding with me. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. I guess the first thought when I saw this was, why? Why are we watching Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao? I know what it does for Conor Benn, and I suppose I know what it does for Manny Pacquiao. It gives him an opponent, but an opponent he should beat, but a very dangerous opponent at that. You're talking about a guy who's seeking retribution and vindication, and undefeated. There's a lot at stake for Manny Pacquiao, and it could be potentially dangerous for him. We are talking about a guy that's a lot younger than him. We are talking about a guy who has a lot to prove right now. He has a whole lot to prove right now. So there's a lot at stake against Manny Pacquiao. And I mean, I guess the overall question is why? Why are we watching this fight of all fights? Why are we watching this fight? What is the outcome of this fight? Okay, let's start with some questions. Why are we watching this fight? Money, I suppose. Listen, we need Conor Benn back in good graces with everybody, with the public. We need him to be loved again, to be cheered for again. And what better way to do that is to stick him in the ring with a legend and have him beat the living tar out that legend. That's the mindset, right? That makes sense, right? How else are we going to get, the fans, the viewers, and his peers to trust him again, to believe in him again, to believe that he's a clean fighter? Well, we can get a guy that everybody universally loves, and if Manny Pacquiao is such a nice guy, such a lovable guy, and if he's co-signing you and says he trusts you enough that he would get in the ring with you, well, this got to say something about, those drug tests, right? Also, well, at this point, it's clear that Conor Benn wants to break into another market, right? So marketing-wise, it makes a whole lot of sense for Conor Benn. Like, everything makes sense for Conor Benn. All the stars are in line for Conor Benn. I mean, everything about this fight screams, yes, hallelujah. Everything about this fight is great for Conor Benn. What does Manny Pacquiao get out of it? I guess just an opponent. But it's weird, and I'll tell you why it's weird. Because the reality is Manny Pacquiao has never and will never be, until he is at least 60, going to be short of an opponent. So why did it have to be Conor Benn? For me, that's the question. Why did it have to be Conor Benn? You could always make another Floyd fight. Throw another $100 million at Floyd. He'll fight you again. Floyd's looking so sharp, we would pay for it. He'd fight you again for $100 million, maybe 150, but he'd do it. And quite frankly, with the the lackluster of the first fight and the way that Floyd's been fighting recently, Pacquiao's always going to be who he is. So we don't need to question how he's going to approach a fight if he had, like, say, a Floyd Mayweather fight on the table. But the way Floyd's been fighting recently, I imagine this would be a sellout. I would imagine. So why Conor Benn? That's the only thing, at least to me, that the enigma there is why Conor Benn. Of all opponents, because believe me, Manny Pacquiao could take on Earl Spence. Manny Pacquiao can take on Terrence Bud Crawford and still make more money. So why does it have to be Conor Benn? Or just maybe Conor's like, you know what, when it comes to the regular market and regular boxing, I don't know if people are ever going to look at me the same way. So I'm not really shooting for a belt or anything. And if I'm not shooting for a belt, I am shooting for paydays. And there's nothing better than a Manny Pacquiao fight. The only thing that's going to top that is a Canelo fight, a Floyd fight. Those are the things that are going to top a Manny Pacquiao fight. But if I'm not going to get those fights and I'm not deserving of those fights, well then, all right, I'm going to take a Manny Pacquiao fight. What are the benefits outside of money? What are the benefits? It's not as if neither one of these guys are fighting for a belt. So what are the benefits? Let me say it like this. What does it matter if Conor Benn beats Manny Pacquiao? What does it matter? He's not even ranked. What does it matter? Like, what does it matter if Conor Benn beats Manny Pacquiao? What is that telling his active fighters? What does it tell them? Nothing. It tells them nothing. In a strange way, you look guilty by fighting Manny Pacquiao. And not somebody who's your age, ranked, somebody who either has a belt or is trying to attain a belt. You kind of look guilty because it looks like you had your eyes set on something and you've all but flat out abandoned that and gone over here. And that, to me, makes me ask the question, why? Why? Because you're not going to get a belt from Manny Pacquiao. No one is going to say how great you look by fighting a retired guy who just beat up DKU in an exhibition match where Manny Pacquiao was literally laughing the entire time. What are the benefits? Yeah, I'm going to watch the fight. Of course I'm going to watch the fight. Who doesn't want to see Conor Benn fight? Who doesn't want to see Manny Pacquiao fight? And trust me, if you think that DKU exhibition was something, you let Manny Pacquiao get in the ring with a live dog. It's going to be a good fight. I don't doubt that. You got two live dogs in the ring. I don't doubt it's going to be a good fight. Manny Pacquiao is seeking glory all over again. Maybe even one last hurrah before he truly rides off into the sunset and he makes exhibition fights his daily norm. Maybe. And then you have Conor Benn, where it's just like, I'm never going to make my way over to the Terrence Crawfords and the Earl Spences, especially now. So maybe I'm just going to make my way to big bundles of money, because I know I'm not getting over here. I know those guys don't trust me. I know if I could do every test by USADA, and those guys, in their eyes, it's still not going to be enough. Because the question mark also for Conor Benn is his past. Did you honestly win those fights? You have Chris Algieri saying he knew that guy was on something. Everybody likes Chris Algieri. So, he's a credible guy. He's a real credible guy. Everybody likes Chris Algieri. So it's just like, listen, is this a great style matchup? Absolutely. You got the speed and tenacity and the combinations of Manny Pacquiao. You have the size and the anger of Conor Benn. It's going to be a good fight. I don't doubt that. It's going to be a good fight. Listen, I'm going to pay for it. I think I would definitely pay for this. A lot of people would make the argument and say, well, Manny Pacquiao's too old. He's a lot slower. Yeah, he's a lot slower. I'll give you that. Yeah, he's old. I'll give you that. But Manny Pacquiao's the type of guy that he's going to rise to the occasion due to his opposition. So yes, you can make the argument that he's older, and rightfully so, you have that. You're also going to make the argument that he's slower, and rightfully so, you have that. However, he's fighting an individual who's not going to be hard to find. He's also fighting a guy who moved up from 140. So, yeah, he put on the mask for Chris Eubank Jr., but what weight are they fighting at? I think that's the biggest question. What weight are you guys going to fight at? If you fight at 147, then I really am leaning toward Manny Pacquiao. And he's not that far removed, people. Let's also state that. Manny Pacquiao, what has it been, like a year? Maybe 2 years, maybe? And as we all see, he stays in shape. So that's not a crazy concept. You look at Floyd. He's beating up people in their 20s. He's old enough to be their fathers. So, yeah. Like I said, I think it's going to be an interesting fight. You have but another question mark would be how is Conor Benn going to look? How is he going to perform? Is he going to box in the way that he used to prior to being questioned and called out for steroids? Or is he going to look differently? Is he going to be slower? Is he going to be less powerful? How is he going to look? How's his physique going to look? Is he going to be as durable as he once was before? Remember, Conor Benn would get knocked down and jump back up. Will he be as durable as before? That's another question. We don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. And a lot of the things that he's posted lately, he's had a shirt on, so I can't look at his physique and see, does he look the same prior to these allegations? I don't know. So there's a lot of question marks, and I want this story to evolve more so I can get more answers, because it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, to be honest with you. Even on Manny Pacquiao's side, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because if you're looking for a big name, yeah, Conor Benn is a big name in the UK, but if you're looking for a big name, you think it's going to be hard for Manny Pacquiao to fight Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford? Terrence Crawford would drop Alex Rocha like a disease if Manny Pacquiao came a knocking on the door. Same thing for Errol Spence. So why are you fighting Conor Benn? It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm trying to make it make sense. But I'm still dumbfounded by the announcement. As a fight fan, I'm pleased. But I like to also think after the fight, what are the benefits of it? Where are we going with this? And that's the only thing that I just keep coming to in terms of my conclusion. Where are we going with this? Let's just say Manny Pacquiao wins. What? Are you jumping back in the rankings? Are you going to try to make another title run? Let's say Conor Benn wins. What? Are you fighting Jake Paul next? What are you doing? So that I need that answered. I need that question answered. What are we doing, people? That's basically it for this video. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.